All right. Welcome back, everyone, to that 90s pod. You ready to go deep on a true 90s icon?
Let's do it. Who are we diving in on today?
Today, it's David Beckham. But we're going way past those free kicks and frosted tips.
Oh, yeah, I'm intrigued.
We're going to figure out what made him such a global phenomenon.
I mean, his impact is
Oh,
undeniable.
absolutely. And before we get too far, I got to remind you guys, hit that subscribe button and tell your friends about that 90s pod. We want everyone to join the nostalgia trip.
For sure. Spread the 90s love.
Okay, so got him right. He was more than just a great footballer. He really transcended the sport.
Yeah, you're right. When you think about the 90s, it was a time of massive change. The internet, fashion, pop culture, it was all evolving so fast.
And right in the middle of it all.
Boom, the Premier League explodes onto the scene. It totally revitalized English football.
Right. And gave us young players like Beckham who came up through Manchester United's youth system.
Exactly. They were suddenly thrust into the spotlight.
But Beckham did something different. He became a cultural icon.
100%. And his timing was perfect. It was this time when celebrity culture was becoming huge, especially in sports. The media was obsessed with personalities, and Beckham, well, he fit the bill perfectly.
He really did.
Really?
So talented,
Hmm.
charismatic. And then there's that goal, that unbelievable free kick against Wimbledon in '96.
Oh, man. Don't remind me I was there.
Stop it. No way.
I'm serious. It was electric. It was like watching English football break free from its old image.
Yeah.
You know?
It was this new, expressive, almost artistic style.
Exactly. It challenged that traditional, more physical English style and showed the world that English players could be just as skillful and stylish as anyone.
I mean, everyone went crazy when he scored that goal.
Absolutely. It was a pivotal moment. It opened the door for a whole new generation of players to express themselves on the pitch. You know, be more than just tough guys.
I get you. And it's amazing how one goal could have such a lasting impact. And it wasn't just his on-field skills either. His fashion choices blew up,
Oh, yeah, he was a trendsetter for sure.
constantly on magazine covers, partnering with brands like Emporio Armani. I mean, he practically invented metrosexuality in the 90s.
Uh-huh. I think you're right. He totally redefined masculinity for his generation. And if we zoom out a bit, he was one of the first athletes to really understand how to build a brand.
You're right. It wasn't just about the sport anymore.
Nope. He was a pioneer for all these athletes today who have influence way beyond their sport.
It's like he transcended soccer and became this global icon.
Totally. Influencing fashion, hairstyles, music, even.
Speaking of iconic moments, the sources mention a personal anecdote about the 1998 World Cup and that controversial red card Beckham got against Argentina.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Do you remember where you were when it happened?
Vaguely. It was a huge deal, though. Felt like the whole world was talking about it.
It definitely sparked a lot of conversations about the pressure on young athletes, the weight of national identity at these massive sporting events.
Absolutely. And it shows you the two sides of fame, right?
Yeah, Beckham had those incredible highs, but also those very public controversies. He had to learn to navigate it all.
He did. His career is a real case study in handling both the triumphs and the pitfalls of being in the public eye. But to his credit, he didn't let that red card define him,
Right, he went on to play for Real Madrid, LA Galaxy.
expanding his global reach even further.
You know, that move to LA was really interesting.
I think so too. Why?
Well, it helped popularize soccer in the U.S., you know, a country where it hadn't really taken off like in other parts of the world.
That's true. It was a huge deal.
Right.
Beckham brought this level of attention and excitement that the MLS hadn't seen before.
I mean, you could argue that he helped lay the groundwork for the growth of soccer in America that we're seeing today.
You could definitely make that argument.
And before we get too far along, I want to remind everyone to subscribe to that 90s pod and share it with your friends. We've got tons more 90s deep dives coming your way, so don't miss out.
Don't miss out.
Okay, but getting back to Beckham, I think it's important to remember his influence wasn't just limited to soccer.
Oh, absolutely not.
He had a huge impact on fashion music, even lifestyle choices.
For sure. I mean, his hairstyles alone could spark a whole conversation.
Oh, totally. Remember the Bend It Like Beckham undercut?
How can I forget?
It seemed like everyone was rocking that look.
Yeah, it was everywhere.
And it wasn't just some passing fad either.
Mhm.
His hairstyle changes, his clothes, his brand partnerships, they all had a real impact on global trends.
Absolutely. He was a true trendsetter.
It's amazing how one athlete could have such a big cultural footprint.
It really is. She shows his ability to connect with people on a cultural level. He wasn't just an athlete.
Right.
He was a style icon, a trendsetter.
A symbol of the 90s.
Exactly.
Okay, so we've talked about his impact on soccer fashion, his global reach. But what about Beckham the person? What kind of legacy did he leave behind?
That's a good question.
It's a complicated one for sure.
I think his legacy has many sides. On one hand, he's the symbol of athletic excellence.
Someone who achieved incredible success
Mm.
and inspired so many young footballers.
Yeah.
But he also proved that athletes could be more than just athletes.
That's a great
They
point.
could be style icons, entrepreneurs, philanthropists.
For sure, Beckham helped pave the way for athletes to become more well-rounded, with interests and influence beyond their sport.
And let's not forget his role in popularizing soccer globally.
Especially in the U.S.
Exactly. That move to LA Galaxy was a game changer for the sport in America.
No doubt. His global appeal brought people together from all different cultures through their love of the game.
And that legacy continues today.
It does. His influence can be seen in the way athletes are marketed, the global reach of soccer, and how sports and entertainment are becoming more and more intertwined,
He was a true pioneer.
on and off the field.
So as we wrap up our deep dive into David Beckham's 90s reign, I want to leave you with this. What other athletes have had a similar cultural impact? How have they shaped sports and entertainment? It's something to think
Yeah, it really makes you think.
about how sports and celebrity have changed together, right?
Totally. And it highlights how much Beckham paved the way for the athletes we see today.
You know those who dominate the cultural landscape?
Mm-hmm.
He really left his mark,
On the world, for sure.
on and off the field.
Definitely.
Well, on that note, we're wrapping up this deep dive into David Beckham's impact on 90s culture.
Wow, it's been fun.
Yeah, it has.
Really fascinating to revisit his journey.
And to see how much he accomplished.
Sure.
If you enjoyed this trip back to the 90s, don't forget to hit that subscribe button.
And tell your friends.
Yes, tell everyone about that 90s pod.
Spread the 90s love.
We'll be back soon with another blast from the past.
See you next time.
Bye, everyone.